should be all good and set to go. This is the simulation. I have Duncanville Panthers versus the Kimball Knights. The Texas State Championship about to be underway. Had about a 45. You cannot stop greatness, and we're back. Let's get it, guys. Pardon the delays. There was a ton of things just popping up. But let me get a can't stop greatness going in the chat. They can't stop it, guys. They can't stop it. High school guys have been waiting for this. They've been getting at me all year long. And now we are finally here. Tip off. Almost underway. And yes, sir. Here we go. There we go. Slider check. One last time. Yes, sir. Sliders checked one last time. I'm sorry, I'm a detail freak. So I noticed the slightest thing off. And I had to reset this thing. But here we go. Off the tip off, it is Kimball. And I believe they won the tip last time. I may be wrong. The Flash getting blocked on his way. Mr. Hill to Brandon Young. Three-pointer no good. Off the mark. Brandon's going to have to knock that down. If this team is going to win this game, those are the gimmies. And he can hit those. But Gary Jackson showing him how it's done. There we go. Gary Jackson with the three. And yes, sir. High school guys, talk to me. Let me get a hashtag HS1 in the chat. Lamar Anderson skipping through that lane, drawing the foul on Ray Will. And Lamar Anderson with a nice aggressive move. Big shout out to my guy Lamar Anderson. He's another one of those guys that just was raring and ready to go in the chat, in the Discord chat, like when it's high school. Every chance he got every time he got a little time in the chat, he was asking when is high school going. So all my high school guys, I want to see you in attendance. Duncanville versus Kimball, state championship. Lamar Anderson, first free throw is good. 1-3. And it is a 2-point game. Thaddeus Hill in the building watching his Duncanville team try to get this dub here. Thaddeus had a decent camp. If you haven't watched that camp, be sure to go back and look at it. We got a playlist on our channel. High school top 30 camp. It was a movie, guys. Definitely was one to watch. I advise you to go back and tune into that one. But Kimball with the rock. The coaches sent in their game plans. We had to make sure that was straight. Alley-oop on the way. But just off the mark, Thaddeus Hill read it. And now Thad pushing it up. Thad trying to skip through, but great defense right there from Ray Will. And it is going to be Kimball's ball. That was great defense right there. Okay, check out my guy Ray Will. Showing the athleticism there. Thad Hill in the last rankings. #2 in the nation. And Thaddeus such a problem. Khalil Griffin misses the three. But we know he can knock that one down. Gotta hit that. I think both teams really trying to get comfortable and settle in right now. But let's see how this one fares later on. Nice tough move right there from Brandon Young, but off the mark. And now the Kimball guys are pushing it up. See what we have here. Good ball movement. Griffin in the paint. Griffin up. And that's a 3-second, guys. Griffin just taking too long to make his move on that one. And that's a great defensive effort. Pardon if you hear me going through the pages, man. I got so much things noted. Trying to make sure I could get to everything. Lamar Anderson with the rock. He gets it to Brendan Young. Both coaches went with solid game plans, and we actually got some user coaches in this matchup. Pick and pop on the way, no good. And we're going the other way. Ray Will, stop and pop midi is good, and that is Ray Will's bread and butter. You cannot give Ray Will a quality look like that, or that is going to be bottoms every time. I need you guys to hit that like button, and let's get a hashtag our league going. This is the next generation of the SBA showcasing their talents here. And let's see who comes out on top in this state championship matchup. Lamar Anderson, another force, and Gary Jackson all over him. I like that game plan right there. The best defender, your small forward, Gary Jackson. He's a lockdown, and they threw him on the point guard, Lamar Anderson. So that's going to be a tough feat for Lamar Anderson all game long. Let's see if he can adjust to that effort. And Gary Jackson with an easy slam off the pick and the backdoor screen. Ame just too slow, and Kimball has Duncanville reeling right now, 7-2. And the coaches of Duncanville want to talk things over. Coaches of Duncanville are Amari Harris and Trevon Grayson. Of course, both of those guys are headed to the pros. Those guys are headed to the pros, so they wanted to give back, man, to their roots, to the roots of the SBA, to the next generation. And they took over the athletic directors. They took over to become athletic directors in high school. So it's going to be interesting to see, man, how this thing pans out. And it's the same thing for Kimball. You got Deshaun Evans and Jamal Owens taking over the coaching duties for Kimball. So a lot of user implications in this. Not only user players, but user coaches as well. And let's see who could come out on top. Brendan Young off the screen. Brendan Young almost picked away, but he's going to retain the possession. He's going to slow it down, use the shot clock. Of course, you got that longer shot clock here in high school. So it's going to be interesting to see if teams really utilize that. Good defense by Ray Will, but Thaddeus Hill gets the offensive rebound. And cha-ching, Adebo Ame knockdown. You cannot leave Ame open. He showed guys in that camp why he would be a problem. And there it goes right there, 5-7. Duncanville knocking at the door, but there goes Gary Jackson with another. Brendan Young really like one of those, you know, play initiators for this team. Not the point guard. Lamar Anderson, of course, the point guard, but Brendan Young is definitely that secondary ball handler for this team. Nice move right there. He's going to go to the line for two. Brendan Young was another guy who played really, really well in the camp, if you ask me. He's ranked at number 19 right now. Brendan Young, who's at the line, shooting guard for Duncanville, ranked number 19 in the nation. And this kid showed us he could do, you know, multiple things in that camp. He can shoot it pretty well. He can play make. And as you can see, he got some good length. So that's going to definitely rose. You know, never know where these kids are going to choose to go. But it's going to be fun to see. Second free throw good as well. And we're all knotted up at 7. Yes, sir. 7-point game. I mean, 7-7. 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Good ball movement once again. Three-pointer on the way, and it is good from Ray Will. Just too much space right there for Ray Will, and he's going to let you have it every time. Told you got to step up on that one. Brandon Young trying to take advantage, though, off the screen. And good defense by Ray Will on that one. This Kimball team is very, very defensive. They're going to slow you down and force you to play their game. Step back three. Gary Jackson is good. Okay, Gary. Gary really a defensive guy. But he's showing you cannot sleep on his offensive skill set. And that's what's so dangerous about this Kimball team. They're really a defensive team, but could get it done on the offensive end. And beautiful lay-in right there from Brendan Young. That was a beautiful move, utilizing that arm length on the finger roll. 13-9. Kimball up right now. 3 minutes left in the first, but Duncanville is certainly not out of it. Let's see what these teams can do, guys. Let's see how these teams fare. Who do you guys got? Who are you guys interested to see in this high school realm, man. Who are you guys interested to watch? Who do you guys got your eyes on? Of course, guys also have to scout these guys. Ray Will missing on that one, but offensive rebound, passing it out. And that's a three-pointer right there for Kimball. Kimball really looking good. That's number 4. I got to get these names of these generics. So pardon me, guys, as I'm starting to learn. Nice little pick and pop right there off the mark, though. And that was Morris who hit the last 3. So Morris, backup shooting guard here for Kimball, knocking down the 3. He looking like he's aggressive, too. Nice move in that lane for Morris. And Morris, after hitting the 3, is going to draw a foul on Thaddeus Hill. Morris coming in off the bench and applying pressure for this Kimball team. This Kimball team looking like they're really, really talented. And just because I know that they're a defensive team, seeing what they look like on offense in this first quarter, it can be very dangerous, man. This team is going to be very, very dangerous. First free throw, good. And yes, sir, Ash, as you can see, they went with Ray Will at the 4. Ray Will just got subbed out. But Morris, second free throw, good. They said my boy Roth in there. These guys must have been watching some tests. They know their generics. Demps off the screen. Demps, nice little move. Him and Thaddeus trying to play the two-man game. Thaddeus gets a mid-range shot right there off the mark. Thaddeus Hill not looking too comfortable early, but we know that this kid could be dangerous. Morris wants another shot, and Morris been trying to find that shot ever since he got subbed in with that bench unit. Three-pointer from Thaddeus Hill. Dad with the stop and pop in transition. And it is 12-18. Thaddeus so dangerous with that three-point shot, man. We know that that's one of the things that he's capable of. Still, you know, pretty much a force on the interior, but Thaddeus Hill is a primary shooter, guys. Thaddeus Hill is a primary shooter. Gonna let you guys know that. And a three-pointer from Kimball off the pick and pop. Number 8 knocking it down. And I'm not sure if that was the Roth guy that they were talking about. But this Kimball team just looking really good from top to bottom. The bench is coming in and doing their thing as well. Yes, it is the Roth kid. Demps in the lane. Looked like he had it, but elected to give it to his guy Thad, who had the mismatch. Maybe he was worried about the chase down. He's a smaller guy, but that was a beautiful pass right there and beautiful execution as Thaddeus is going to get himself too. Morris passing the ball around. He gets it to Marbury. Marbury surveying the floor. Marbury wants the screen. Marbury off the screen, and he dunks it. And are we going to call that a head tap, guys? Kind of bobbled it home. But I think we can count that one. Taylor surveying the floor. Taylor trying to get open, but good defense from Kimball right now. Taylor skipping through that lane. Tries to go with the wild floater. Ew. Great defense from Kimball. Marbury, the Riggs in transition and 1. Riggs with the and 1, and Kimball has came to play in this Texas State Championship game so far. Kimball really leading the charge. They have owned the first quarter, and Duncanville has to wake up. Duncanville has to wake up, guys. If Duncanville does not wake up, this is going to get out of hand fast. Free throw is up, and it is good. 26-14 in favor of Kimball. 30 seconds left. Can Duncanville piece something together for this last second shot? Let's see. Taylor is at the top with it. 20 seconds left. Pardon me, guys, if you hear my daughter crying in the background. Screen coming. Shout out to my guy Roden in the chat. Taylor to Hill. Hill shug a little shake. And the fade is good. Count it. Thaddeus Hill, the number 2 player in the country, behind KC Robinson, with the little dream-like shake into the post fade at the buzzer. Good. Thaddeus Hill, you gotta love it. Whoa, check out these first quarter highlights. But yes, sir, Thaddeus Hill at the buzzer, and you gotta love it. Shout out to my guy Farrell Reigns in the building. Farrell Reigns in the building. Deshaun Evans said Hill played the whole quarter. He's gonna be done. Dad said he's been working on that. Dad has been working. That's one thing I could definitely attest to. Dad has been working all off season. This is a guy that I could say he put the grind in. When the other series was rocking, he didn't complain. He stacked his SC, and you're seeing what happens when you do that. He's also a Patreon member, and you gotta shout out Thaddeus Hill for all the work he put in. My daughter's going crazy. I don't know what's going on in that room. Khalil Griffin with the rock. Khalil Griffin to Gary Jackson. Gary Jackson with the post hook off the mark. Good defense right there from Duncanville. Duncanville down 10, but they are not out of it. They are not out of this game. Brennan Young with the rock. Brennan Young mid-range shot off the mark. Christian the Flash Williams with it. Hold on 1 second, guys. Truly apologize, guys. Had to go check in on my daughter. But 31-16, Kimball is on fire right now. Duncanville has no answers. But Thaddeus Hill is going to draw that foul on Ray Will. And Ray Will is going to pick up his third. That is going to be something to watch. Ray Will is going to pick up his third here in his second quarter. And that is super early in the game for Ray Will to be picking up his third foul. Of course, it's only 5 fouls here in high school. So let's see how that develops. But Thad at the line. Can Thad count his pennies? Let's see. Free throw up, and it is good. Thaddeus Hill cuts into this lead, 17-31. Gary Jackson is checked in. I had stepped away for a minute, pardon me, guys, but I see Gary Jackson in the chat, Eric Ashley in the chat, J.O. in the chat, the Drip God in the chat. Who else is with me? If you hear from the Mulaverse, drop a comment and hit that like button. Ray Will with the rebound after Thaddeus Hill misses the penny. When you're down, you can't afford to miss those pennies, Thaddeus Hill. Got to get that together. Gary Jackson. Nice pass to Ray Will on the interior, and Ray Will's gonna miss. Good defense right there from Adebo Ame. And Mr. Ame pushing it up the floor. Ame now slowing it down, trying to see what his team wants. Gets it to Brendan. Now back to the point guard, Lamar Anderson. Okay, I like the movement and the motion right now. Good mid-range shot on its way from Ame. And that is no good, man. Kimball is really forcing Duncanville into some pretty tough shots. Makeable shots, but they're making them earn it. And right now, the execution just not, you know, there for Duncanville. 3-point off the mark from Gary Jackson. Thaddeus with it. Let's see what Duncanville has here, guys. Calvin here. Shout out to my guy Calvin in the building. And off the little pick and roll, Brandon Young dimes Thaddeus Hill. And that's it right there, man. They're making you work for everything. But I like that Duncanville is not just forcing threes, trying to get back in his game, but Duncanville has to close out, man. Can't afford that. Christian the Flash Williams knocking down the three. He's going to hit that 10 times out of 10 if he doesn't have a hand in his face. Lamar Anderson trying to get 2 back, but that one is off the mark. This is not Duncanville's day, and they picked the wrong day because this is the state championship. Still, though, good defense right there from Brendan Young. Can he get his team activated? Brendan Young trying to put a move on. Brendan, nice little post turnaround. Ill, though. Not sure why he went with that. That one off the mark. 16 viewers live. Welcome to the SBA. This is the Simulation Basketball Association. This is our high school series. Nice move from number 41. Off the mark, though. Thad with the rebound. Thad pushing it up the floor. Gets it to Brendan Young. Let's see what Mr. Young has. He's trying to break down the smaller Flash Williams. Runs into Ray Will, but forces the mismatch. And Thaddeus Hill is going to slam that over the Flash 10 times out of 10. Thaddeus Hill, the #2 player in the country. And that is why, guys, this guy can pretty much do it all. He can dunk. He can shoot. And he is a hard worker. He puts in the time in the gym. And there is the results. Ray just fighting down there. Gary Jackson down there fighting, man. Was wondering when he was going to put a move on. 7 seconds left on the clock. Nice move by Khalil Griffin. Gets it to number 41. And that is a basket for Kimball. Kimball just getting anything they want out there right now. And guys, let me know if y'all getting some glitching. Let me know if y'all getting glitching or if we're on key. Ame forcing a shot off the mark. And I like him, and these Kimball coaches know their guys too. They're calling out the names. I don't even know the names, but Mackey's looking like a nice little center right now for Kimball. Not too big. He doesn't look too tall, but he's getting the job done for sure. Khalil Griffin trying to put a move on Ame. Ame with the good defense, though. He gets Ame in the air, though, and that's all he needed to get that shot off. Another good look for Kimball. Khalil Griffin, 1 for 2 on the night with 2 points. But his team is up big, and Duncanville is going to want another timeout, as they have let Kimball really get away with this one in the first half. And they're going to have to reel this thing right back in, guys. Got to reel this thing right back in. 14 viewers live. I need you guys to hit that like button, SBA. Yes, sir. You know how we do. 20 viewers live. Everybody gets a bonus. This is the Simulation Basketball Association, fastest growing simulation league out there. And if you're interested in joining, be sure to drop a comment in the live chat or drop a regular comment, man. And we're definitely going to get back to you. Got a dope Discord community. And that's where we run most of our stuff. But you can also follow us at SBA.2K on Instagram, where we have a lot of headlines and things like that dropping as well. Shout out to my guy Slicko Mode in the building. Slicko. Yes, sir. Everybody's tuning in to see what the high school guys got. Liggins, backup point guard. We seeing these benches in the game again. Love to see the benches, you know, get some work in this high school series. See some of these generic guys, you know, because everybody's up for grabs. Everybody's scoutable, guys. Everyone is scoutable. All of these guys are juniors and seniors, so everyone's scoutable. Liggins, nowhere to go. 1 second left. Ew. Got to get a better shot than that if you're Duncanville. Duncanville is looking lost right now. Kimball's defense has them all over the place. You got to love how these coaches of Kimball had their team ready to go in this one. They sent me a pretty lengthy game plan, too. Shout out to the Kimball coaches. Also, shout out to Duncanville, too. Both of them guys sent in game plans, but I ain't gonna lie. Kimball's game plan was airtight, man. They sent me a whole 4 pages worth of a game plan, and their team is answering the call for it. So you gotta love it. You get in what you put in. You know, you get out what you put in. And that's the case. Look at them all over Kimball. They are stepping. Look at them all over Duncanville. I mean, look at them just stepping. Kimball really locked down on defense. You gotta love it. Rawson, back up PG. Let's see what Rawson has. He wants to give it up to Figs. Figs trying to skip through that lane. He is fouled. Thought that he lost that. Thought that was clean, but he's actually going to be fouled. And the defense of Kimball right now is just tremendous. Like, these guys are moving as one unit right now. And Duncanville, like I said, just looking lost in this state championship. Nice driving kick from Dawson. Number 14 off the bench. Open 3. No good. Page pushing up the floor. Power forward Page gets it to the point guard Liggins. Let's see what Liggins got. Liggins wants to get it to Taylor. Nice ball movement. The little guy Demps. Let's see what Demps has. Demps gonna step out of bounds. Ew. And right now, Duncanville is just completely laying an egg right now, guys. Completely just laying an egg. I am not liking the performance of Duncanville right now. Just really lackluster. They got to wake up, though. They're going to need some talking to in that halftime, you know, locker room, because they are going to let this state championship slip away if they're going to play lackluster like this. Morris driving kick. Figs, three-pointer in the corner. It is good. Figs just missed the last one, but he's going to knock that one down. And Duncanville just collapsing too much and not recovering back to their man on these three-point opportunities. And that's what has been the difference, I think. I think it's the hustle to get back on defense after help and just not, you know, closing out enough. The defensive effort is just looking a bit lackluster compared to what Kimball's effort is looking like. Demps, three-pointer at the buzzer. Actually 1.2 left. And outside of hitting some, you know, buzzer beaters in his first half, Kimball is really running everything. Duncanville hasn't shown much outside of the two buzzer beaters, one by Demps and one by Thaddeus Hill. Kimball has controlled most of this game right now. And Kimball, man, looking like they're trying to take this state championship. They will be the first ever Texas High School Series champions, man. And who knows, man? We may drop, you know, may call up a new Texas team every year or do something like that. Who knows, man? Might keep the teams the same. You know, might come up with it as a community. But let me get those halves in the chat, guys. Definitely was a solid first half in this Texas State Championship. Be sure to tune in tonight for the Overseas Tour 1 playoff action, man. Semifinals action. I believe Virtus is playing the Select tonight. Yes, I believe it is the Virtus versus the Select. But if not, it will be CBC versus Hapoel Tel Aviv. So one of those teams will be playing. Pardon me for being all over the place. I got to wear many hats, man. I got to create. I got to do announcing, man. I got to make the schedule. So pardon me. But be sure to be there tonight after this game for the overseas guys. They're in the tournament right now. Of course, we want that to close out very strong. And it's definitely CBC versus HTA. The guys in the chat, they always got my back. Shout out to my guy, J.O. But yeah, man, you don't want to miss that overseas tour action tonight. That is going to be a movie. And do you guys see how this thing is starting to come along? Do you see? We got an overseas playoff game. And we have a high school series state championship game in the same day. Eventually, I want to have other sporting events going on throughout different hours of the day and just have everything flowing in the Mulaverse. This is how I want things to move with our community, guys. And I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and giving me the time to really build this structure and put everything together. Big shout out to the Mulaverse, guys. Let me get a hashtag Mulaverse in the chat if you're rocking. Football on the way, J.O. Yes, sir. We dropped that sneak peek. You can go watch that slider test. We still going to leave it up, but it's going to be only up for a limited time. So go check that out if you're a football fan and you're going to be checking out football here on the Mulaverse Gaming channel. Nice pass right there, and that is a basket from Duncanville. Let's see if Duncanville, guys, can wake up. They coming out. Got a quick bucket. Let's see if that's a sign of things to come. Nice pass from Gary Jackson to Mackey, and that was a dot. Nice, beautiful bounce pass. Did you guys see that? Oh, my God, that was nasty. Great pass right there. Lamar Anderson with the rock. He gets it to Young. Young surveying the floor. Now Ame with it. Ame trying to get a basket. Good defense from Gary Jackson, though. Ame got too deep. Didn't make up his mind, didn't go up, and Jackson just stripping him. Mackey down to Griffin. Griffin wants to take advantage of the size advantage over Lamar Anderson, and he does earn himself a trip to the line. Doesn't score the basket, gets a trip to the line, and let's see if Khalil Griffin can count his pennies. Kimball really working to get what they want and having their way with Duncanville right now. First free throw good. And let's see if Khalil Griffin can knock down the second free throw and extend this lead to 19-point lead. Free throw is up, and it is good from Khalil Griffin. 45-26. Lamar Anderson with the rock. LA off the screen. LA skipping through that lane and almost an old-fashioned three-point play opportunity, but he's going to miss. And Ray Williams is going to pick up yet again another foul, guys. That is, I believe, 4 for Ray Will. And Lamar Anderson trying to apply that pressure. And trust me, if he could get Ray Will out of this game, man, that is going to go a long way towards helping Duncanville. But they're going to have to speed that up if that's the case. Still a lot of time left in this game. And LA misses the free one. Gotta count your pennies, young fella. Pennies are very important here in the SBA. Trust me, they're going to take you a long way. Lamar Anderson makes the second free throw. Missed the first one. Gotta count those, young fella. 27-45, especially when your team is down as well. Shot off the mark from Kimball. Christian Williams trying to flex the range. That was a good look, but off the mark. Dad with the rock. Let's see what Dad tries to do. He gets it to LA. LA, nice look from 3, and it is good. Bobbles home. Lamar Anderson knocking it down. Lamar Anderson trying to wake up and get something going. Trying to wake up and get something going. Lamar Anderson is unranked. He's an unranked user, and he's trying to make a little name for himself in this state championship game. Nice pass right there from the flash to Mackey. And Mackey, man, the generic, looking really good for Kimball. Just fits and plays his role so well for this Kimball team. 47-30. And LA tries his luck again from the three-point stripe, but that time no luck. Got a decent look, but just off the mark. 30-47. 17-point lead for Kimball. They want to work with Ray Will, and that is too easy. Ray Will had the smaller Brandon Young on him, and he said that's baby food. 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting for Ray Will in this one. Kimball just working to get good shots. These young guys are playing really disciplined, and I love it. Dad floater after the pick and roll action. And Ame and Dad with the beautiful 1-2 combination right there. 32-49. The Flash with the rock. The Flash trying to put a move on LA. Looked like he called the ISO, but LA playing good defense. Still 20 seconds left on the shot clock. So good job by the Flash, taking his time. You know high school has that 35-second clock, but Thaddeus Hill is going to force the turnover right there. Ray is going to get back on defense, though, and force the bad look. Ew, Thaddeus a little bit too anxious. I want to see you go to the hole, but it's going to backfire. Now Ray Will slamming it home. Ray Will with 11 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Him and Thaddeus Hill is leading the scoring charge for their teams right now. Brandon Young in that lane. Nice move. Brandon Young with that nice burst off that pick and roll. So dangerous off the pick and roll because he's a good playmaker, but he's also a pretty deceptive scorer. So Brandon Young earning himself a trip to the line. 32-51. Can he trim into this lead at the penny counter? How are you guys feeling the high school action, guys? Really methodical right now. I feel like Kimball is showing how prepared they were. And Duncanville is trying to find their identity. Still early, you know. This is the state championship outside of in-state games that they were playing. That, of course, is unseen to us. Against the top competition, best of the best in their state. Let's see how these guys fare. And then, of course, we're going to get into that national season, that SBA national season coming up. That SBA national schedule will drop. That SBA high school national schedule will drop after the state high school games are all finished. So stay tuned for that. Good defense from Duncanville now, but they're going to double and leave KG open for the 3, but KG misses. And Brandon Young bringing up the rock for Duncanville. Brandon Young surveying the floor. Duncanville was going to need to get something going on the offensive end, man. He goes to the hole, forces it, and no good. 16 viewers live. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And also subscribe to Mulaverse Gaming, man. We're bringing you the best simulation gameplay there is out there, man. Everything is AI versus AI in our leagues and on our channel. So if you're into that type of thing, simulation leagues, we are a one-stop shop. Football, basketball, you name it. All divisions, high school, college, overseas pros. You name it, we have it all. Christian Williams bailed out right there. The refs are going to call that foul on Lamar Anderson. 51-37. Duncanville is trying. Duncanville is trying to get something going. They're trying to show some signs of life. But right now it's just a bit tough on them. Kimball's defense is very, very suffocating. And then Kimball is very talented on the offensive end as well. I think that they just got a nice mesh of guys that just works well. And the Flash is going to knock down that first free throw. Easy peasy. Both teams trying to give their guys a breather. Let's see. Christian Williams, second free throw. Good. Swiss cheese. Knocking down both of his pennies. And Duncanville still in fighting reach. Still in fighting reach. But let's see if they can make a couple of plays. Nice move right there from Brendan Young. And beautiful pass and finish from Liggins. Duncanville trying to wake up a bit, man. They're going to keep leaning on Brendan Young and Thaddeus Hill. They got them in. They also got Ame in there, too, with this bench unit. So let's see if this extra push with some of their starters in with the bench can help them, or will it backfire with some of these guys being a bit tired. Liggins to Page. Page has a mismatch. That's a mismatch. He has the flash on him. He's too small, and Page makes him pay. Good move right there from the generic Page. Duncanville was 32% in the first half, but they have since turned it around. They're shooting a whopping 67% from the field in this third quarter. You gotta love the, turn around from Duncanville. Coach Grayson and Coach Harris must have really, talked to those guys. Three-pointer off the mark. That was a good look from my guy. Oh, gotta pronounce that name for that kid for Kimball. Another mismatch, and Thaddeus Hill picked up his dribble, so that's gonna hurt him. But Liggins gonna get it back with another chance, but Liggins dribbling a bit too much. That was Roth, actually. Okay, that was Roth. So Liggins with the turnover, though, doing a bit too much. Morris dribbling it in, forcing that ugly interior shot right there. Ew. And now we're seeing the tables turn right now, as Duncanville was starting to wake up. Liggins to Dad trying to put a move on Morris. He does. And that's a basket for the number 2 player in the country, Thaddeus Hill. This kid is only a junior, but he is number 2 in the entire. Dad trying to get his team alive. They cut the lead to 10. So that's big. Able to cut the lead to 10. And let's see if they can keep on chugging at this lead. Let's see. Thaddeus Hill, though, one interesting thing, like guys were saying, Thaddeus Hill hasn't had too much rest in this game. So let's see if that affects him late in this game, or has he been putting in the work? Is Thaddeus Hill in shape and ready to go? An entire 32 minutes. 8-minute quarters here in high school. Roth on the inbound, gets it to Rawson. Got the bench mob in for Kimball. They trusted in their guys. They got a lead, so why not? Figs to Rawson. 19 seconds on the clock. They're using that clock. Smart right here from Kimball. No need to force it. We got the lead. I like the strategy. And Morris gets a good mid-range look after draining that clock down. And now I'm telling you, man, I love the discipline of this Kimball team. Look how they wait, execute the play, and just get the shot that they want. You gotta really love it, man. This team is truly disciplined, and they're a reflection of that coaching, man. But great move right there. Great move from Demps. The little guy Demps has a bag on him. So crafty with that move, and back to a 10-point lead for Kimball. But once again, Kimball just draining that clock. They got to come to us. Coach saying they got to come to us, and that is a smart strategy to go with. Why not work the clock? You got 35 seconds at high school for a reason. 5 seconds, but good defense from Liggins. And is he going to strip it? Yes, he is. Demps to Liggins. Liggins at the buzzer. No good. Great defense right there from Duncanville. And that was a great third quarter from Duncanville. Duncanville has turned it on in this third quarter. You gotta love what you're seeing from Duncanville in this one. Kimball owned this game. Can I get those fours in the chat? SBA, Kimball was owning this game all game long. But to begin the second half, Duncanville has woken up. And they have came to play. Shout out to my guy Farrell Reigns, Alvin Mack, PV, Eric Ashley, Gary Jack, J.O. All of my guys that's closing the game out strong with us. Gotta love it. High school action in full effect. SBA, turn me up. The flash with the rock off the screen. Mid-range shot, good. Was that contact right there, or did he do a good job of flopping? But either way, nice tough shot from the flash to knock that down through traffic. LA tried to answer right back, but that one off the mark. I believe LA and Christian Williams, the flash, are both unranked. Yes, they are both unranked. Gary Jackson off the screen, misses. Gary Jackson playing pretty well in this one. He is ranked number 16 in the nation. And you get to see why. Good effort right there from Kimball on the defensive end. Forcing a jump ball and the little guy. Flash up against Thad. He's not going to win. But you got to love the effort from Kimball. They have been as locked down as you could have asked for on the defensive end. Brandon Young, though, gonna work for a good look right there. He's gonna shoot over the smaller flash on that one. Brandon Young utilizing that size at 6'6", nice long arms, going against a smaller frame Christian Williams. And that's gonna be easy peasy. Ray Williams almost got a nice mid-range shot back of his own, but that one is off the mark. And Gary Jackson. Alley-oop right there in transition. Thaddeus Hill with the slam off the beautiful pass from LA. LA with the great awareness to see Thad cutting and get that pass to him quickly. Duncanville is now cut the lead to 8. And let's see if Kimball can wake up on the offensive end. We know they have defense, but now they got to start stringing some baskets together. Thaddeus Hill is going to get called for another foul. It is Mackey going to the line for 2. And Mackey has been aggressive all night, really picking his spots. And I think he's been a big help for this Kimball team.
Take a break.
I think he has been a big help. 2 free throws on the way from Mackey. And this state championship game has been a doozy. Duncanville working their way back, but can they work their way all the way back? And Kimball missing free throws. Mackey, no. Ew. Mackey, you gotta count your pennies, my guy. Can't afford them be missing the easy ones. Mackey, free throw on its way, good. 58-49, 9-point game for Kimball. LA with the rock. LA to Brendan. Brendan for 3. So confident off the catch and shoot. And Brendan Young, your team is going to need more of that from you. And I just peeped. That was off the off-ball screen. So Brendan Young with the clutch shot. His team definitely needed that one. And Duncanville now clawing their way back. Single-digit deficit. Good defense by Ame. They're really taking it to him. Brendan Young on the break. He's going to force it, though. No. Don't think he needed to force that one. After hitting a big 3, just force that one. His team down 6 right now with 5 minutes left. Ray Will got the mismatch. That's LA on him. And that is baby food. The help didn't come in time. Yes, sir. Another basket for Ray Will in the books. Brendan Young surveying the floor. Good ball movement right now from Duncanville. Duncanville is on the call back. Gary Jackson with a good defensive effort. And Gary Jackson so locked down on that interior. Whenever you get too deep and you're playing around with the ball, just know he has them active hands down low and he's very dangerous. Khalil Griffin gets the shot. And we know he can make a decent look, but just misses. Step back 3. LA, no good. LA Elected to go with the step back three, but just off the mark. And Gary Jackson, midi, good. 10-point lead once again with 4 minutes left. And Duncanville starting to let Kimball wake up again after they had them sleep for most of the second half. Pick and pop from LA to Thad. And Thaddeus can hit that, but not that time. Thaddeus Hill, number 2 player in the country, off the mark. And he's going to need to step up big time for his team if they're going to want to win a state championship this year. Christian Williams, the flash, deep 3, missed. And we got an off-ball foul. I believe that is Ray Will called with the off-ball foul. And is that Ray Will's final foul? If that was called on Ray Will, that one is going to get him out of the game. Was that called on Ray Will, guys? I'm not sure yet. Yes, it was called on Ray Will. Yes, it was. Ray Will has fouled out of this Texas State Championship game, and with 3:49 left, Kimball is going to have to do without maybe one of their best all-around players. I'm not going to say, can't say it definitively yet, because we haven't watched the season of these guys, but he is definitely one of their highest overall guys. And now with a 10-point lead and 3 minutes left in the fourth, his team is going to have to do without him. Guys in the chat say the clipboard has been broken. Rough right there, but Roth with the good defensive effort on Thaddeus Hill, forcing a tough miss, and that was well needed. Gary Jackson is going to have to rally the troops home. Gary to Khalil Griffin. Griffin with LA on him. Griffin a half spin, looking to take LA in the post. LA's a bit small, and yes, Griffin is going to take advantage on that play right there. Khalil Griffin, man, too big for LA. He's going to put LA in a blender every time, and that is what he's doing. I'm liking that he's taking what the defense is giving him. Ame trying to put a move on Griffin now, but Griffin a terrific defender as well. Anderson now with the rock. Anderson wants the screen. Could have had a midi, but he wants to get it to his guy, Thad. Thad with the tough midi. And I don't like that shot. If you're going to take that shot, Thad, you got to make that shot. Thad electing for too many jump shots, if you ask me. And Ray Will going to the hole strong and earning himself a trip to the line. Ray Will putting it on himself to get his team this state championship game secured. And let's see if Ray Will can count his pennies and extend this lead even more.
Shooting 2.
Ray Will at the line for 2. Free throw is up, and it is good. 65-52. Ray Will knocking it down. Pardon me, Gary Jackson. I keep confusing Gary Jack and Ray Will. Pardon me, guys. Both of those guys, tremendous athletes and user guys. Keep getting them confused, and Gary Jackson knocks down both of his pennies in the clutch. His team is going to need that. We know how pivotal those pennies could be late. That team is trying to call on him. Thaddeus, step back. No good for Mr. Hill. And Thaddeus having to go for these jump shots and post shots because the interior defense of Kimball has just been, giving them nightmares all game long. And Thaddeus Hill. Sure, he's not happy with that result, but Gary Jackson headed to the line for 2 once again. And as you can see, Duncanville just a bit disorientated right now. They don't have any answers for Kimball, and it is looking like with 2 minutes left, still time left. Don't want to call it, but it is looking like Kimball might be running away with a state chip here. Gary Jack knocks down the first free throw. He is counting his pennies here. Gary Jack, one of those top two-way players here in the high school series. He is ranked number 16 in the nation Going to be interesting to see how his stock and his ranking rises and falls throughout the season. Definitely going to be interesting to see. And a timeout on the play for Duncanville. 2 minutes. This is the last push for Coach Amari Harris and Coach Trevon Grayson. This is the last push for these guys. Not enough Kimball players in those rankings. Gary Jack and Ray Will, I believe, were the only 2 guys there. Well, actually, Khalil Griffin was ranked 20. Gary Jack was ranked 16. And Ray Will was 15. So you got 3 guys in there. But they said they want more. Good ball movement for Duncanville. Ame with the rock. They're going to have to speed it up. It looks like they want Brandon Young off the screen. Want to get the shooter involved in the Brandon Young hits. Brandon Young has 16 on the night, 8 in the quarter. Brandon Young, the number 19 ranked player in the nation after camp, with a nice basket right there. But Gary Jackson taking matters into his own hands to close the show. And after 2 trips to the line, a floater, a tough floater too, through some defense. And I think that's going to be the icing on the cake. LA wants the 3 and LA hits. He says not yet. Lamar Anderson with a tough deep 3 right there to make this a 12-point game with a minute left. But I think if Kimball works this clock properly, they can get out of here clean with the victory. Tough move right there from Khalil Griffin, trying to take advantage of the size mismatch, but that time off the mark. However, his team still with a nice lead. Swift trying to go. He's trying to put some pep in his step. Anderson wants the screen. He wants to go for the 3. He says the 2 is not enough, but the leaning 3 off the mark, ill. And I think that's all she wrote. Rawson goes for the quick 3, and that is the dagger. That's all she wrote, guys. Kimball is going to come away with the Texas High School 1 state championship. Yes, sir. Big shout out to those Kimball guys. Pick and pop right there. Now Duncanville showing some urgency. Rawson can dribble out the clock. 73-58. Kimball takes the state championship over Duncanville. Yes, sir. And you know, before we head into that national schedule, had to get these state chips out the way. But it is going to be Kimball to get the ring, and they did it in convincing fashion, man, showing they are going to be a defensive presence in this national season. Gary Jackson, player of the game. Yes, sir. The 2-way guy out of Texas. Gary Jackson. That was a tough floater right there that really sealed the game. Hit some tough shots, you know, during the course of the game as well. 2-way guy, really primary defensive. But this guy could give you a bucket if you think that you're going to leave him free. Gary Jackson with the all-around game. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. 5 of 12, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, and 4 of 4 from the penny counter. Gary Jackson with a terrific game. Terrific state championship game for Gary Jackson, who's the state championship MVP here in Texas. And he's going to go to the national schedule with a chip on his shoulder. He is a state championship MVP and a state championship winner. What a chip to have on your shoulder heading into the national tournament. Shout out to that guy, Gary Jackson. And then Ray Will, who was fouled out late in that fourth. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists for Ray Will. 1 block, 6 of 8 from the field. Tremendously efficient. 1 of 1 from the three-point line. These guys were super disciplined. Big shout out to their coaching. Even though they got highly ranked players, look how they were so disciplined and then just go out there chucking up shots. They work for their shots, play within the system, and look at the results. Christian, a Flash Williams, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in the state championship game. 3 of 7, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And it's just a disciplined effort, like I said, from this team. Nobody really forcing things, letting things come, playing as a team. And you gotta love it. The bench mob even putting in work. Tariq Figs, the junior power forward, with 8 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. And the young Tariq Figs, the junior, off the bench with 12 key minutes to secure himself a state title. Quentin Mackey, another generic. He started center for Kimball tonight. 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 of 5. And like I said, just playing within that team system. Played a great team game tonight as a whole. And you gotta love it. Khalil Griffin, 2 for 6, but played his role tremendously. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, no steals, no blocks, 1 turnover. He was 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from the three-point line, but played his role, did what he needed to do, and he is a state champion headed into the national tournament. Not gonna go over the rest of these guys, but I'm gonna get the rest of the stats for my guy Olin. No, we got to keep the stats going. Got to keep the stats going. Yes, sir. This was a terrific game, guys. Definitely excited to see high school played. I think the shorter game makes it methodical and really lets you see. It makes it more methodical and lets you see, you know, what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like who came to play, what guys are stepping up and doing what at the right moments. So I think it's going to be very good for scouting purposes, man. Thaddeus Hill, number 2 player in the nation, still had a terrific game. Just couldn't close it down the stretch. He is only a junior, so although he lost in the state chip in his junior year, still gets another crack at it in his senior year. Number 2 player in the nation, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 8 of 17 from the field, 1 of 1 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And you gotta love the effort from my guy Thad. Brandon Young, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 5 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. Brandon Young played a good game, if you ask me. Terrific game, just not enough, you know. Wasn't able to execute down the stretch when his team needed it. But it was a team loss, you know. It wasn't all on him. Definitely played good and tried to do all he could. Complimented that very well. I think LA played well too. 3 for 9 from the field, 12 points, 3 assists. But 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Not bad. Still played good from the penny counter, 3 or 4. So, you know, we got to see, you know, some pretty good things from a lot of these guys, man. It was definitely fun to watch. Dad did his thing. Eric Demps off the bench, 5 points, 2 for 2. Ame. This is something to watch. In the state championship game, Ame. 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 for 3. So Ame didn't have his number called enough, it didn't look like. But wasn't, you know, didn't really shoot it well when he got his opportunities. But 27 minutes, that effort right there. I know Ame's not happy about that, and I'm pretty sure he'll be talking to his coaches soon about why he's not getting enough touches. Pardon me, guys. Got a bit of the sniffles. But yes, sir. Just an all-around good effort from Kimball, man. You gotta love it. Gotta love the effort from this Kimball guys. They absolutely shut down Duncanville in this one and made it hard. Coaches came prepared, players came prepared, and I just think as a staff, you know, they just outworked Duncanville. So big shout out to my guys, man. Shout out to the Mulaverse. Shout out to the high school guys. Gonna go over these highlights. You know we gotta get those guys the highlights. so they could screen grab these and use it for their content. Also, we're going to get you guys the pictures and everything. Going to make sure we sending those out and getting everything right. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And stack that SC, man. I hope everybody got them scouting goggles on, because remember, you guys got to scout for the teams that you played for in the last series. So you got to make sure these high school guys, man, are getting those offers out. Remember, each user has that 250 scouting SC to give to their favorite high school player to try to convince them to go to the school of their liking or their alma mater. But Ray Will played terrific in this one as well. Ranked number 15 and has a state title under his belt. Christian the Flash, unranked, but with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, state championship on his way to the national tournament. Might switch those rankings up real quick. Never know. Yes, sir. Coach saying got to get back to the drawing board. Thaddeus Hill played a good game. Let's check out his highlights. Looked pretty good in this one, if you ask me. I just think the overwhelming defense of Kimball as a team was what really, nerfed some of Thaddeus Hill's abilities, or his ability to lead his team to a victory. So that's interesting to watch. But Thaddeus Hill's only a junior, has another year of high school left. And I'm pretty sure Thaddeus Hill is going to come prepared, man. This guy's on Patreon. He's active. So I could see Thaddeus Hill really just being OP by the time this next season swings around. I could see him stacking a ton of SC and just having his guys souped up and ready. So shout out to my guy Thaddeus Hill. Also shout out to Brendan Young, another user. Looked really good in this game, was picking his spots well. I think the coaching game plan worked for him. They didn't work for Ame, obviously, or Lamar too much. But I think, maybe in different games, against certain teams, it's not as defensive-minded and as locked in defensively as Kimball. You can have some more success with those other guys. But in this state championship game, it was very tough for Ame, man. Didn't get off. And, yeah, man, we got those stats. But let's check out the team stats. Of course, 73-58 was the final score. But from the field, Duncanville was 41%, 21 of 51 from the field. And Kimball was 52%. So 26 for 50. That was great. And then both teams shot really good from the three-point line. Above 50%. 8 for 16 for Duncanville. 9 for 17 for Kimball. And I like those numbers. Both teams wasn't chucking up a ton of, forced threes. They were picking their spots well, and you can see it fare well for them, both shooting over 50%. From the free throw line, 80% and 92%, but the penny counter proven to be so important again. Kimball only missing 1 free throw. Duncanville missing 2. With Kimball making more. The ultimate difference, 13 fast break points to 3 in favor of Kimball. 28 paint points for Kimball. Over 22 for Duncanville. 5 second chance points for Kimball. 3 for Duncanville. 9 bench points for Duncanville. 21 bench points for Kimball. So that's a bench mob. Shout out to the bench mob of Kimball. 21 bench points, man. 21 bench points for Kimball. Big shout out to them. 14 assists for the Panthers defense. For the Panthers offense. 17 assists for the Knights offense. Kimball won that one as well. So they really just took it to, the Panthers in every category. They split offensive, but Kimball wins the defensive with 28-22. Steals, they win 5-4. Blocks, they split even. Points on turnover, they win 7-0. They also had less with 5 turnovers opposed to 6 for Duncanville. Yeah, they also win in time and possession. So, yeah, man, just an all-around better effort for Kimball. And big shout out to those Kimball guys, man, putting the work in, doing what they needed to do to secure that victory. And they are the Texas State champions, man. So Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button. This is the Simulation Basketball Association. Follow us on IG at SBA.2K to stay tuned with everything regarding the SBA. Also, drop a comment here on YouTube if you want to get in tune with our community, man. One of the fastest growing simulation communities out there. And here is Mulaverse Gaming. We're bringing you a ton of different looks simulation wise. PlayStation 5 base, but we're gonna have Madden sim leagues. We're gonna have 2K sim leagues. We're also gonna have some wrestling simulation e-fed. So stay tuned for all of that on the Mulaverse channel. It's your boy Kamish Mula. Peace.